Big one-way field scrambling. Trying to cut it back. Justin Fields making magic happen. DeMar DeRozan delivers. And a Wagner. DeRozan. Watch your head on Kiki.
What it do? What's up, Chicago? Welcome back to the channel On The Go Chicago Sports, where we talk all things Chicago sports and sports in general. It's your boy Mike B, and I got my man's Big O with me today to talk some NBA draft recap. How you feeling, Big O?
Feeling good, man. Feeling good. You know, we stay on the go. You see, I'm in my car for like the third episode, but hey, man, it's how we do it, man.
For sure. Hey, gotta do what you gotta do to bring everybody these content. So,
Yes,
man,
sir.
so the NBA draft was Thursday. The Bulls made a selection at 18th with all the speculation, all the rumors of trading up, trading back, Rudy Gobert. The Bulls said, nah, fuck that. We finna throw a curveball at you guys, and they select Dalen, Terry, guard, or you can say forward from Arizona with the 18th pick. Before we get into the Bulls, was there anything that stood out to you from this draft?
You know what? What's my man name? The number one pick.
Paulo.
Yeah, Paulo. I didn't see him going number one. I thought it would be either the tall center
Chet.
or Chet or the other guy. So I didn't see Paul. I knew he was going top three. I thought for sure he was going after them two. So I'm very surprised. But you know, the draft is always up and down, man, full of surprises. So.
I kind of figured Paulo was going to be number one pick. I think he was the most NBA ready. I think he might be the best player in this draft. Chet might have a say so. Jabari, I think he's a good player, but I think he's gonna take some time to develop. But between Paulo and Chet, I think those two gonna be like the best of this draft class. So
over Chat?
No, I think it's gonna be either one. You can go either one. I think Chet gonna be special, and I think Paulo can be special as well. And I think the Magic really needed a guy to come out and contribute right away. And I think Paulo brings that. I mean, yeah, Paulo brings that to them. They got a boatload of young guys. So and it sucks that window. I know he like to play the four, but he probably going back to the center. And before I'm gonna answer this question first. I think few teams. I'm gonna ask you what team you think won the draft. I'm gonna say, of course, the Magic because they got the best player in the draft. I think OKC did a fantastic job with they draft. I think that team gonna be really special in the next coming year. They got Shea, Giddey, Chet. They drafted both Jalen Williams as well. I think Detroit building something special down there. So, what you think? What team stood out to you? What team won the draft for you?
You mentioned the first one, OKC, man. I love what they building over there. Actually, I'm gonna give you two. I'm gonna give you OKC first. Definitely them. I think Chat is a great fit with those guys. Josh Giddey, Shea, Pokosowski, if I'm saying his name right. I think they building the probably the very first, probably gonna be really good international NBA team. You know,
for real.
like those guys in 3-4 years, OKC is gonna be a problem. Second team, real quick, I like what the Houston Rockets is building. Oh my goodness, that team is loaded with talent. I don't even know where what's his name, Jalen. I don't even know where if they're gonna start them or what they're gonna do because their five is locked right now.
What, Jalen Green?
Not Jalen Green, but what's the guy who they drafted? He's a small forward, right?
The Rocket drafted this year. I mean, in this draft.
Yeah.
They drafted Jabari Smith.
There you go, Jabari Smith. If I'm not mistaken, I think he's a 3-4.
I think he's a 4. I think he's gonna start at the 4, and they probably gonna start Shangun at the 5.
at the Sengun. So that's what I'm saying because I like Kenyon Martin Jr. I think that team. I know often Christian Wood going to help him with that, but
Uh,
last year I think
Christian Wood gone. He traded to the
yeah
Mavericks.
he in Dallas. Yeah, he in
Yeah.
Dallas now. So that helps them open up that forward spot. So they're going to start Sengun. But last year it was Christian Wood. And I believe they started. I can't think of the guy's name right now. Oh, I'm a little bit discombobulated, people. But ended up with me. So I can't forget the other dark skin name. He's like a 2 year. He's like 2 year in, but
Deshaun, what did Deshaun Tate? Let me check.
yeah, Tate
Yeah, Tate.
exactly. He's a 3-4. You know what I'm saying? So you look at Kenyon Martin, you look at Tate. You know they already loaded on the guards. Oh my goodness, man! I love what OKC and the Rockets is doing right now.
It's been rumored that they might look to trade um damn, what's the guy you just named?
Tate,
King, no, Martin.
Kenyon Martin Jr.
Yeah, they might trade him. In rumors that they might ship him away.
I would love to see
So
him on the Bulls. I think he'll be a good energy four. Like
yeah,
he's a lot like his pops. He's a lot like his pop. That he can
athletic.
jump, dunk it, all the above. So
So what team that you would probably say is the loser of the draft?
to me, the loser of the draft, um, oh we that's a good one. I want to say the Knicks.
Yeah,
I like
that's my
Durant.
answer too.
I like Durant. But real quick, just to double back to real quick, OKC actually got three people out of that draft last night. So
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
yeah, they did a good job. But the loser, y'all probably have to go with the Knicks. Like they traded out and traded around. We all knew eventually Kemba Walker was going to be out, so they offloaded his contract. But I'm not sure. I'm getting the feeling that maybe Mitchell Robinson is going to be on the move now that they went and got Durant,
No,
unless
I think Durant. They moved Durant to Detroit.
Knicks
So
moved Durant to
yeah,
Detroit.
so they didn't pick anybody. They traded they pick away. They received multiple first round picks for trading Durant to Detroit. So the Knicks didn't draft anybody. They cleared cap space to try to make it a run for Jalen Brunson.
Oh, okay. So I was a little bit confused because I didn't watch the draft all the way through,
Yeah.
but I thought it was the other way around. I thought the Detroit traded them to the Knicks, so maybe I
Mm-mm.
heard it wrong. But no, that's even worse.
Yeah.
That's even
Because
worse.
I think Charlotte took Durant, traded him
To Detroit, right? Or to the Knicks, and then
to
they
the
traded.
Knicks, and then no, they traded. I forgot how that. It was I forgot how that
Yeah,
worked. But
the
I
guy
was
got
seeing,
traded two,
yeah,
three times.
I was seeing Rose tweet. I was seeing somebody else tweet. I just know the Knicks came out with nobody. They're my loser for the draft. But I'm not going. But hopefully they get their guy in Jalen Brunson. If not, that
Yeah.
trade is gonna be just a waste. So let's get into some Bulls. Like I said, the Bulls took Dalen Terry with the 18th pick. What was your thoughts when the Bulls made this selection?
Um, I knew that I was a little surprised. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was surprised initially. I actually heard somebody say just a rumor that they felt that the original pick was going to be Tariq Eason, but he ended up getting picked right before them, so they
Yeah,
went with that backup, which was Dalen Terry. So initially, a surprise. I was expecting a forward or a big, but it took a while. You of course had to do my research on this guy, to see if he's gonna be a guy they're gonna keep or if he's somebody they're gonna trade away. So after doing my research on the kid, when I seen him and I watched about 20 minutes of film on this kid. He reminds me of I mean exactly almost not 100%. I'd probably say about 85% of Lonzo Ball.
mm,
Like when I seen these highlights, dude, I'm like, this kid, he's good in the open court. You know what I'm
mhm,
saying? Just like Lonzo Ball, he got to work on his shot. but he's a real irritant on the defense. He gets his hands out in passing lane. He get deflections the same way Lonzo Ball
You
does
must be looking at my notes.
it. Man, this kid, this kid, and he give me like that Lonzo Ball insurance policy. I think that's probably what this was. And even if Lonzo can stay healthy for the Bulls for us for this year, I think he's just going to add to that. But either way, I think the Bulls looked at this kid like we need to get him so we don't be in the same problem, be in the same situation we was last year.
Yeah. Yeah, my initial reaction was at first I really thought Mark Williams was gonna fall into our laps because the Hornets took Durant, but once they made the trade, I'm like, okay, they're gonna take Mark Williams with the 15th pick. So I'm all right. I knew the Rockies was probably gonna take Tari Eason, so I kind of was like, okay, 18 is gonna be EJ. It gotta be EJ. Then so Terry came out of nowhere because I did not scout any guards. I was expecting the Bulls to go out and take a big. Like, I scouted a few guards, but those guards that can play multiple positions can guard the four. Dalen Terry did not come across, my mind. But like I said, researching him, 6'7", 7'2" wingspan, I think, like you said, he could be an insurance policy for Lonzo, but I think he's going to be a wing player. I think he'll be that. I think he'll play the 2 or the 3. More so the 3. Because if he can get to 215, man, that'd be lovely. I think he can guard forwards at 215. Like you said, great playmaker, so that skill is there. We seen AK scout the same guys if you look at it. Patrick Williams, great defensive, offensive upside. Ayo Dosunmu can play great defense, offensive upside. This guy right here can play defense with offensive upside. And you get these guys and now get them playoff experience. In 2 to 3 years, we can be looking at some really good players, especially Ayo and Terry can be some good role players. We hoping, Patrick can become that star. So I look, like you said, looking at this pick, I like it. Like you said, the defense is there. He can get out and run. Athletic as hell, got some sneaky bounce. My player comp, I got, if he hit his ceiling, but he can be better. I got a Mikal Bridges. I just think he's just so long. He can play that 3. I'm looking at him at a 3. I think he long, can disrupt the passing lane. And then I got other cop I got is Matisse Thybulle. Even if he don't hit that full potential, I think he'd be a low key Matisse Thybulle. So those kind of my two comparants. Um, let's go to
Pretty good like that.
his stats. He was Pac 12 defensive off the bench, so that's nice. Last season, sophomore season was 8 points per game, 4 assists, and almost 5 rebounds. So there are some nice numbers off the bench. 73% from the free throw line, 36% from the 3, which is great. Only on 2 attempts though, and 50% from the field on 6 attempts. So minutes
Dang.
played, 27 minutes per game. So those are nice stats for us. I guess you can call him a 6-man or a bench player who was coming off a loaded Arizona team. So man, I think I'm kind of liking this pick, just for what he can bring to this team. Like, this team do need a secondary playmaker. We got Lonzo. Vooch is kind of a playmaker. You really didn't see DeMar playmate like that because he was so much trying to score so heavy. So especially this guy, imagine him playing in the second unit, running the second unit with those guys out and running. I think I'm really liking this pick. I
Yeah,
really am.
yeah, and when you put everything in the totality as far as what we expect, and looking into the future of, obviously we don't know, but what we know they're going to go out and get some bigs. Obviously in free agency they didn't touch none of that in the draft, even though they did get a second round pick, but we probably can get into that later. But well, not a second round pick, but they got a guy off the
Free
free
undrafted, yeah.
yeah, undrafted guy. But I look at him as he's basically going to take Kobe minutes. That's what I see going on. I can see that this probably almost guaranteed Kobe is out,
Yeah.
and they wanted to get a guy that they know can defend. The AK and Mark Eversley are saying, Kobe, we know you can score, but you didn't come through in the big moments for us, so we're going to go with a guy we know is going to play defense. Regardless of his shot falling, he's going to be able to guard. And he has a good knack for it. He got a good understanding of where to be. Very similar to Lonzo Ball. I think the more I watched his highlights, the more I warmed up to him, and I
Same
can't wait.
here. Same here.
I can't wait. So I'm interested to see the rest of the moves, to see how it all come together. But I could definitely see him coming off the bench with Caruso and Ayo, and them three going to be a nasty defensive end right there. That's
I,
going to be nasty.
I think the Bulls doing a great job at surrounding they star players Zach and DeMar around defensive minded players. Because if you Zach and DeMar, you see these young guys out there playing defense, that's going to want to urge you to play defense. You don't want to be outshined by guys that are way younger than you. So I like that. I like the Bulls trying to surround their star players with defensive minded players, knowing that these guys not the best defender. Um, so like I said, I'm warming up to Dalen Terry. Summer League game one going to be huge. I can't wait to see him with Ayo, Marco Simonovic, and whoever else they bring into these guys. But my main concern right now, if let's say he is Kobe replacement, where are you going to find this knockdown shooter? Are you going to get another guard to try to? Now you got six guards on this roster. If you use Terry as a guard, I think he's going to be a three. So I'm curious to see who this knockdown shooter will going to be, because we still need a knockdown shooter on this
Yeah,
roster. Because
yeah,
I coming into year two, I can't really think Io is that guy. Caruso is not a knockdown 3-point shot. Lonzo is good, but his health's still up in the air. So we still need that guy. I feel like the Bulls are going to address that big. I don't know who will that big be, but we're gonna talk about that in another episode. So what you looking forward to the summer league? What things you looking for you going to watch for this year's summer league?
but mainly to see the undrafted kid. I looked him up too. He looked explosive. He looked like another Tariq Eason.
Yeah, I haven't
And
checked him out yet.
yeah, I looked at his highlights. And I'm like, this kid got bounce, and he got a knack to score. You know what I'm saying? So I know when you get a chance to check him out, you're gonna see him. So yeah, I want to see. They instantly signed him to a two-way, so he eligible to suit up for the Bulls. So of course, Io. We expect a good year for Io after a year of a playoff run and an off season of getting stronger and working on his game. So of course those two and Simonovic, you mentioned it. I want to see, is he ready to get a spot on this roster, because it'll probably help with the shooting that you mentioned. We know he can shoot, but he got to catch up to the speed of the game and get some weight on him. So those three things, of course. And I expect Dalen Terry to come out and show out. He already put his statement out there to social media saying in 10 years we're going to have a redraft.
Yeah.
So that tells me this guy, he coming in with fire.
Yeah, I love his energy. I really love his
Yeah,
energy.
yeah. So I and you mentioned it too when you said uh, the AK and Mark doing a good job of surrounding they key guys with defenders, and the other part of that is surrounding them with playmakers too.
Yeah.
Because when you got 3, 4 guys that know how to squeeze them passes through them back door and them small tight areas, when you got guys,
Yeah.
3, 4 guys that does really good passes on the floor at the same time, that means that it's going to be a lot of ball movement and a
Yeah,
lot of
for sure.
unselfish play,
For sure.
which is good for offense. So
Yeah.
that is, I think that's really good and very strategic of getting guys that can pass and getting guys that can defend. And
Yes.
like you said, with the offensive upside, hopefully they work on that 3-point shot.
Yeah.
Ayo has some good games this year
Be-
shooting three. So
be- Because in this league, you're going to play off defense, but if you want to stay in the game longer, like crunch time, that's the offense need to kick in, and two-way players are getting paid. And I think we kind of found the type of players AK and Mark like those
Yeah,
guys that can play defense, because you can't teach a player to play defense. They gotta want to play defense. So you get a bunch of guys that want to play defense, and that offense can just come out eventually.
yeah,
Now you got you a two-way player, and
yeah.
and defense still win champions in this league, and this is a wing league. So you got Terry, Patrick Williams, Io,
I know.
Caruso, Lonzo Ball.
We need a nice four. That's what I'm really
Yeah,
waiting on. I'm waiting on them to find. I'm pretty sure they're gonna go out and dress in the free agency. But when we looking forward to the future drafts, I'm waiting on them to find that 6'9", 6'10", 11 guy
yeah,
that does the same thing as
a
the
Grant Williams type of player.
yeah, that do the same thing as what the guard as what we see them already like. Once they get that long guy that's exactly like that, we gonna be ready. We gonna be ready. But hopefully we can sneak up and get somebody in free agency that can just come in and hold it down
And
till
I-
the
and
future.
I and I think a Bam out of bio type of center. Not saying Vuce is trash. I like Vooch, but I'm saying after Vooch, I think a Bam out of bio type center, a center that can switch 1 through 5, would be perfect on this team. I think
Yeah,
that's probably gonna be
that's
one of the
said.
weak.
Put
Yeah,
that Bam Adebayo on the team right now. Just
but
say it.
that would be the perfect center for this team, for real,
Yes.
for real, man. But
Can we gonna get us a Bam Adebayo? Well, Magic got our pick next year, them lucky bastards. But
not wait, do they? Oh yeah, yeah, they do.
yeah, I think they got next year.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
cause
that's
we
their
got
last
Portland.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah, but yeah, when we gonna get us a Bam Adebayo with a jump shot, and they ain't gonna
yeah,
stop us.
for real. So before we get up out of here, what's your grade for this draft pick for the Bulls draft? What you
I
grading?
I give him a solid B, a
B?
solid B.
Yeah,
Um,
I
I
agree.
mean, at the 18th spot, what more can they do? So I can't give him a
Yeah,
low grade, but I think, like I said, after looking at his highlights, and still to be determined, we got to see how this kid how it play out. But just looking at the type of player he is, as you said, this kid, he look like he's just gonna fit right in, regardless of how much he score, what he does. He look like a kid that's gonna come in and play hard. If anything else, he's gonna
for
come in and
sure.
play hard. So they get a solid B for that. 6'7" guy, long, look like he gonna be a really good player for the Bulls.
Yeah.
So
I'm giving them a B as well, because the guys we was expecting them to maybe fall, Tari Eason, Mark Williams, those guys was already taken. And then the other guy we really want them to get was EJ Liddell, and we see him fall all the way towards the
the
back end of
second
the
round,
second round.
yeah.
So it's
Woo.
like, so I can't be mad, because maybe somebody seen something that we didn't see in EJ Liddell that made him slip so far in the
Yeah,
draft.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
and then Terry was probably the best available that they saw that can have huge potential on the offensive side, and the defense was already there. So I give it a B. I'm curious to see what position he's going to play. I believe a wing player. I think they probably get some weight on him. Maybe the 215, have him be that backup three, can potentially play the 1 and 2 if you need him. So I'm giving the Bulls a B for this draft.
yeah.
Uh,
I agree with that too. When you say wing, if we get a really good healthy Lonzo Ball, yeah, he's gonna definitely be slotted at the wing.
yeah,
But I do think that depending on how free agency go and what happened in the trade market, that probably could determine where they play him.
mhm.
Like if Kobe on the move, then
Javante Green
maybe
might be on the move too, because
yeah, or Javante, yeah,
he kind of a younger Javante, with some offensive, upside.
yeah, with offensive upside. There you go. So I think depending on who they get, like if a shoot, like let's just say if Patty Mills is a target for the Bulls, then he's
Yeah,
gonna probably slide to the three. And if it's a small forward shooter, then he probably play a
true,
little bit in the guard role. Right, right. So I think it just depends on where they get the shooter at, because we know they gotta address that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So.
Yeah. So we both agree with a B. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. What's your grades for this Bulls team? We'll be back with another episode, but the next episode we're gonna be talking about some free agent targets or trade options the Bulls should target. Make sure you hit that sub button, follow us on Twitter, all that good stuff. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to go check out On the Go Chicago Sports. I might be my man's Big O. Any last word before we get up out of here?
And follow me on Twitter at the Big O on Twitter, and y'all
I'm
be
gonna get
safe.
you active on. We need to get you some
I
tweets,
got
man.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
gonna start tweeting you like, "What's up, bro? What's up, bro?"
yeah. It's really dry out there. I gotta, hey, y'all in the comments and is watching this. Make sure y'all help get your boy live on there, man. I'm Tweety list right now, so
Yeah,
but it's active, so just follow me and we can chop it up.
for sure, for sure. So, thank you guys for tuning in. We out.